Hi, everyone. My name is Leora and I am the lead for HIV prevention advocacy at Frontline AIDS. And today we're going to be talking about the Dapivirine Ring. This ring is the first ever discreet woman-controlled long-acting HIV prevention product. It was approved by the World Health Organization in 2021, and this ring has the potential to be a real game changer in the field of HIV prevention. But its rollout at the moment is being compromised, with a few funders, including PEPFAR, stating that they would not yet advise procurement of the ring for wide-scale public health programming. So today we're going to be talking to a leading HIV prevention advocate, a very well-known advocate, Yvette Raphael, who's going to discuss why progress on the ring is stalling, and particularly why it's incredibly vital for SRHR and family planning organizations to back efforts to introduce this tool into services. We'll also explore learnings that can be taken from experience if other organizations are wishing to introduce other long-acting prevention tools or contraceptives into services, and also the importance of combining HIV and SRHR programming, which we know is already incredibly important. So nice to have you. Thank you, Yvette.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. Yes, it's important that we talk about the Dapivirine Ring and also make that connection with why it's important for SRHR advocates to back it and to ensure that this becomes available as a choice for women and young women in sub-Saharan Africa mostly.
So for those who are not familiar, what is the Dapivirine Ring and why is it such a game changer?
It's a flexible silicone ring developed by IPM in South Africa. The way it's a game changer is because it's woman-initiated, it's self-inserted monthly, it's discreet, it does not interfere with sex, and it's an excellent it has an excellent safety profile, and because it's non-systemic. So it's important that we understand those are things that it's important, and also make it easier for women to use the ring to prevent themselves from contracting HIV.
And of course, because it's self-inserted and because it is so easy to use, it can easily be given over during an SRHR consultation with a nurse to a young woman or a girl, giving her literally the tool to protect herself if she doesn't feel in the position to negotiate safe sex, which we know is incredibly important.
Yes, but it's important that we must understand that the ring needs to be kept in for the 30 days. And it's important also for us to understand that women need this, and it is such a safe product in a sense of when we think about gender-based violence and HIV prevention. This is a game changer in the research field. And there's no way that we can drop the ball with this one, because it's also one of the few modes that we can use for multi-purpose technology for family planning as well as HIV prevention.
So we know that momentum around this tool is growing. So we've got a few African countries that have, they've approved it through their regulatory authorities. But once regulation approval happens, what happens next?
What happens next is for countries to start the budgeting process, the costing process, to see if they can basically afford this, and obviously implementation plans. Currently, talking as a South African advocate and somebody involved in research and development in South Africa, I'm happy to announce that South Africa has taken the lead. We have a clear plan on how we will go through the implementation plan of the ring, including social mobilization, where young women and girls are going to be the leaders of some of these tracks and some of these pillars where we're going to insist that this happens. The South African government has approved it, of course, and now our challenges are funding. And with a big funder like PEPFAR almost backtracking, it gives it really does not help, because most countries, when it comes to HIV prevention, depends on PEPFAR as a funder to ensure that it happens. And we've seen with some of the countries in Africa, Malawi and Tanzania, basically backtracking because they cannot afford to implement the ring themselves.
Mm. And it's so important to fund the ring so that we can actually have real world studies and additional research, as we know that they are already concerned about the efficacy of the ring. So if
Yes.
only it is funded.
Yes, it only if it's funded will we be able to get the efficacy around it, as well as the efficacy question. We must remember this this low number of efficacy, this low rate of efficacy. It's not a once off. It's not the first time. It happened with PrEP. It happened with VMMC. Only when investment is made will we see a change in the efficacy. The more women who use it, the more they use it, the more they keep the ring in. That's how we will know the results of the ring and if it can work in a population, a population setting.
Yeah. So with all these concerns that exist around, long-term access to the ring in a lot of countries, what would you like to see governments and donors do? What actions would you like them to take from now?
I think one of the things is it's invest in the ring, and ensure that some investment is made, ensure that it is a discussion point at every level, especially for advocates. We are lucky that WHO are sticking by the importance of having the ring as a choice, a tool in our clinics, in our public healthcare systems. So that is one. We are also, again, lucky to have the Global Fund commit to procuring the ring. So we need to continuously urge other developers, urge other funders to go through that. But also, more importantly, is we need to start talking to IPM about the price of the ring. The price of the ring can only go down if we have the numbers in, if they are sure that women will use it after the implementation. So we need to start having real serious discussions around this ring.
And I think it might be important for governments and donors to do a little bit more community engagement around the ring and speak to young women and girls themselves around what they want.
Yes, but they are afraid of the demand creation. So when governments and donors start talking about the ring, it means that they are creating a demand of something that they currently are not fully backing. We must understand that this is a tool that is focused on women's health. And if we look at the feminist lens, that we will see that some of these issues that are being created and are created as roadblocks are of a systemic sort, because this is not the first time that there's low efficacy in a product, and this is not the first time that the FDA is had to pay for something that is not approved for use in the US. So we need to start thinking about what is the bigger picture here. Why are policymakers not supporting the ring? Why are governments backtracking? It's because this thing might be a game changer for women, and I'm very worried about the direction we are going. And I'm also excited to say some organizations have come to the party to listen to us, but we are no longer just here to be listened to. We want some action. After meetings, can we have reports? Can we have commitments?
So I think this discussion really speaks to a wider conversation at the conference around choice. We know that choice when it comes to sexual and reproductive health is incredibly important. So when we talk about choice in HIV prevention, what do we actually mean, and what is the importance?
Yes, it just means that we should have enough products, we should have enough modalities available for women to have a choice, options, so that I can make a choice. We cannot say women in Africa do have a choice when the only thing that we have available to us is condoms, when the only thing that we have available for us is PrEP. So we cannot say that is a choice. We know that the science is moving, and the science is giving us results almost every other year. It's just the commitment, the political will to invest in these methods. And that is why this is such a sore point for us as women, because HIV prevention methods that are meant for the vagina are very few. We can talk about the female condom all we want, but we know that this the female condom, also the uptake of it was, and the marketing of it in the public sector was very, very poor. Nobody wanted to invest. And I think we want to go into the same space. And what's the use of a male condom when a woman can't use it? What is the use of a female, not female condom, of PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis, if women do not swallow the pill? So we need to really start thinking around this.
Thank you so much, Yvette. We really appreciate your time and your expertise in this area, and of course your activism. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much to you guys too. And let's say Viva the Ring, Viva Fund the Ring, HIV prevention research forward for women in Africa. And till then, we will not tire. Thank you.